I was 12. I didn't read anything by myself. But then they got me a tutor. And the first book this lady made me read with her side by side was a book by Virginia Woolf called Flush. It was such a hard book to read. I mean, it was crazy. And it took me like a day to do a page. But Flush was about a dog, a spaniel actually, that belonged to Elizabeth Barrett Browning. And it was from Flush's point of view. And he saw all the romance and everything going on between Browning and Elizabeth Barrett and her father and everything that happened during that time. And I was fascinated with it because it was from Flush's point of view, and I could relate to animals because I grew up with, you know, eagles and cheetahs and all kinds of things. And so I think that in the long run, she was really smart to introduce reading to me through the eyes of a Cocker Spaniel. I love that book, and I read it once a year, and it's a beautiful book. The other books that I really liked reading after I got to reading on my own were short stories by Ernest Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald. I loved Diamond as Big as the Ritz, and I loved all the cat stories that Hemingway wrote. I went on then to read Joyce Carol Oates, and I love British detectives. I can't stop reading them. It doesn't matter. Well, I love Agatha Christie. I mean, she's wonderful, but I found myself a new author. Her name is Sarah Walters, and she's got a book on the New York Times bestseller list, and it's called The Paying Guests. And it's about two people during the Depression in England have to move in with a mother and a daughter, and they have the suites upstairs, and it's just breathtaking. Every time you turn the page, it's got another, oh wow. It's really a lesbian story, detective story, which I had never read, and she's just amazing, this Sarah Walters, so go out and get that. So Danielle, thank you very much for asking that question, because that was probably one of my favorite questions to answer. And everybody who's listening to this, thank you so much. Please come back and write to me and tell me what your favorite books are, because they might become my favorite books. So please.